Okay, welcome to part 3. The third in the poll was obviously talking about Del Boy's next opponent. We've obviously, the second part, we've talked about Derek Chisora quite a bit, so this will be a little brief chat about Del Boy. What do you think, what do you see next for Derek Chisora?
Right, I think with Del Boy, I mean, I know we put a poll up on our page, didn't we?
Yeah.
On our Twitter page, definitely, of who we would like to see Del Boy face next. I mean, there's two obvious ones, aren't there? Obviously the Parker one, the fight that we didn't get to see happen because of a spider bite. Bit of a shame. So we haven't seen that fight happen. That's still a fight I think we would like to see happen, definitely. And also the other obvious one, and I mean Del Boy seems pretty keen himself for it, is the fight with Usyk.
Yeah, I mean, like we said in the second podcast, you know, Del Boy is now the WBO Intercontinental Champion. I'm pretty sure that will sort of make him mandatory in a way, I'm assuming, for
I assume
the WBO mandatory, which is obviously Usyk, so that would be sort of the obvious fight to make.
Which, if we're gauging on just those two fights alone, which has more appeal to you? Is it because we didn't get to see the Parker fight happen?
I think so, yeah. I mean, for me, the Usyk fight, I don't, you know, they say styles make fights. Does Usyk versus Chisora, for me, it'd just be Usyk. I think it'd be a bit of a masterclass. I don't think with his movement, would he just dance around him and win rounds? And
do you know what I think with Usyk? I think he's so wrong for so many fighters.
Yeah.
Because of his style, because of his movement, right? And he's got slick boxing. I agree with you there. I personally think Usyk would beat Chisora quite wide on points.
Yeah, unless obviously he got hit, then you know. Anything.
But I think it could be a bit of a boxing masterclass. I personally think that. I think the Parker fight would be much more competitive. Yeah,
I think it's sort of definitely tell us where this new sort of War Chisora is.
Yeah,
you know, he says obviously he's taking his, you know, he's living the life now rather than, unlike before when he said he wasn't. Yeah, I think I'd like to see Parker obviously coming off then the win of, you know, Spilker, Price. If he beat Parker, then he's going to be definitely touching top 5.
Yeah, definitely.
And then obviously looking to fight one of the champions. You know, does he fight Joe Joyce next?
That's another one. Yeah.
I mean, Joe Joyce is looking. Joe Joyce again is looking for the sort of the next level of fighter. I mean,
but what about Daniel Dubois as well? I've seen his name mentioned as a potential. I mean, Frank Warren has talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
About that they would like to see a fight between Dubois and Chisora happen.
I think for that to happen, I think the Joe Joyce Dubois they need each other. I think. My opinion, they need that to happen, and I think the winner then moves on to fight Del Boy. That's what I would like to see.
Yeah,
but to be honest, I think Del Boy's in a bit of a sticky patch at the moment. Unless he goes into the World Boxing Super Series, I mean, he's not ready, obviously, for AJ. He's not ready for Ortiz or Wilder or Fury again. I just think he's on that sort of peripheral sort of edge of the heavyweights where, you know, he's not elite level, but he's sort of touching that world level-ish at the moment. So
I
like
agree with
the
him.
Parker fight is, I think, is ideal, because I think Parker is sort of the gatekeeper really of the heavyweight division. If you can beat Joseph Parker, then your sort of class says, ooh,
yeah, he's become that fighter, haven't he? Parker,
you can sort of move on now to be. I mean, look at White. I mean, White beats Parker, White beats Chisora. White's now classed as one of the main boys of the heavyweight division. I think if Del Boy fights Parker next and Del Boy beats Parker, I think he's sort of bumped up into that category then as well.
Yeah, definitely. No, I agree with him. So would you? All right then. So if we've picked the two, we've spoken a little bit how we think the Usyk fight would go. So could you give us a prediction, Scott, on how you would see a Derek Chisora Joseph Parker fight going?
I think it'd be quite similar to the Parker White fight. I think Del Boy hurts Parker in the fight, you know, with his sort of consistent pressure coming forward. I don't think Parker likes that. Pretty much Parker likes to get on his toes, isn't he, and dance around a bit. I don't think Del Boy lets him do that.
Do you think Parker's chin is as good as it's made out?
I don't think. No, I don't.
Or do you think we just haven't seen him really?
I mean, I don't think he's good. I'm not a massive fan of Parker personally. He's not a massive puncher. He's not a fantastic boxer like, you know, the likes of Usyk, a technical boxer. He's sort of in the middle of both. He's a jack of all trades, master none, I would say. I think my prediction of the Parker fight is I think Del Boy knocks him out.
Yeah.
I think if it goes late, if it goes into the championship rounds, I think that favours Parker. And I think the similar thing could happen. He almost knocked White out at the end. I think Parker maybe is the better engine than Del Boy. Maybe the later it goes, maybe he stops Del Boy at sort of a 10, 11, 12. But personally, Del Boy with a knockout. What do you think, Key?
I agree with you. Yeah, I think my prediction would be a Del Boy knockout, definitely.
Yeah.
So that's it for those two fights. Good.
If there's anything you think, again, chip it in, add a comment, you know, tell us what you think. If you disagree, that's absolutely fine. We'd love to hear from you. Keep it up.